Hello lovely viewers, welcome to my channel. Hope your day is so well. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel. Drew Scott and Linda Phan's two kids totally stole the show in their ultra-colorful tartan clothes. In case you missed it, Drew Scott and Linda Phan's kids are the stars of the family's European trip. Earlier this week, Scott shared a series of photos from their super sweet family trip on Instagram. He shared the photos with the caption reading, "Family trip with ages 1 to 91. Scotland, Germany, Italy, Switzerland. We had the most amazing experiences with the kiddos. Now I sleep." In the photos, we see the Scott family living their best lives on their European trip, exploring the food, culture, and landmarks, but Scott and Phan's kiddos, well, those lil ones came dressed to impress. Both Piper and Parker wore an array of colorful tartan looks, including Parker wearing a kilt for the Scottish leg of the trip. While we already knew these kids rocked unique, colorful looks, they truly stole the show with these adorable family pièces. For those who don't know, Scott and Phan met at a Toronto Fashion Week event in 2010, hitting it off soon after. They later married in 2018. After 12 years together, they welcomed their son Parker James, born in May 2022, specifically on their 4th wedding anniversary in early 2024. They announced they were expecting another baby, and on June 5, 2024, they welcomed their daughter Piper Ray. Back in 2023, during an interview with Drew and Jonathan, Drew talked about what being a father meant to him. "I don't want to be the dad who's off filming and works all the time. The traditional stereotypes are not of interest to me. Linda and I both want to be impactful in Parker's growth," he said. "There's no perfect parent or perfect dad, and families look different for everyone. As long as you're someone who's giving your all, giving a lot of love, showing love, and encouraging your kids to be kind, you're doing the job." HGTV's Drew Scott just shared his daughter's hilarious and unexpected second word. "Mama was her first word, and she would say it all the time," Scott recently told People of his daughter Piper. "And then months are going by. I'm like, come on. Dada 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 dada. Her second word, hippo. Her stuffy is a hippo. Her second word was hippo." He joked, "I'm like, you can't even say dada before hippo?" Then added, "Now she's saying dada, so I'm happy." Scott and wife Linda Phan are parents to Piper, 1, and Parker, 3. In a 2024 interview with People, Phan said one of the best parts of having two kids is seeing the siblings bond. "Yeah, seeing Parker as a big brother to Piper is pretty cool. At first he was a little unsure, and then now they seem like the best of buds," Scott added. Phan joked, "I mean, there are days when it's like, oh, I don't know, can we return her?" That's what he thinks, but they're going to be best friends now. In addition to wrangling two toddlers, Scott and brother Jonathan just celebrated the premiere of their latest show, Chasing the West. The show sees the pair help families adjust after trading city life for the country. "It was sort of bittersweet because we could share what we loved about growing up on a ranch with all of these families," Jonathan told People of working on the show. "On the flip side, I miss it. It was so fun to be in the mountains." Drew called the show's production nostalgic and a blast from the past. "We learned a lot over the years from being on a ranch and the hard work that it takes," he explained. "But all these homeowners that we're dealing with, they were oblivious. They thought it would just be a dream to leave the hectic, busy pace of the city and have a relaxing life on a ranch. No, it's hard work. So we really were that wake-up call." Property brothers even started thinking about making their own moves to the country after working on Chasing the West. "I was living vicariously through these families," Jonathan told Country Living. "I miss having that much space. That does make me have that itch a little bit to get out of the city." Drew added, "My wife and I actually went a couple of years ago, started looking at properties outside of Los Angeles and some acreages. It's a lot of work to upkeep an acreage. So we figured right now is not quite the right time, but maybe in the near future." From juggling life with two young kids to showing families the ropes on a ranch, it looks like Drew Scott has his hands full these days. Drew Scott celebrates personal milestone. 15 years feels like 15 minutes. Time flies when you're a property brother in love. Drew Scott is celebrating a milestone with his wife Linda Phan. In an Instagram post, Drew writes, 15 years feels like 15 days. The 47-year-old HGTV star treated fans to a carousel of 15 pictures from each of he and wife Linda Phan's 15 years together. Caption on the first photo reads, "How many months have you been together?" with the couple laughing. We'll let you do the math on that one, but the reality is, Drew and Linda met back in 2010 and have been going strong ever since. Karaoke brought Drew Scott and Linda Phan together. According to People, Drew Scott met Linda Phan in 2010 at Toronto Fashion Week. Linda was dressed as the fashion police. She was wearing a big cop badge and giving out tickets for bad fashion, said Drew. I saw her and thought, oh, she's attractive. She also had this great personality. While the two exchanged numbers, they didn't go out on their first date until a few months later. According to Linda Phan, they ate sushi and stopped for hot chocolate, when Drew unexpectedly invited himself along to a karaoke party that Linda was set to attend. While it may have been a bold move, it was the right one. I thought, okay, I'm going to duck out and head to this party, Phan told People. And Drew said, oh, I'll come. And in my head I thought, I didn't really invite you, but sure. But when Drew picked up the microphone, Linda's feelings changed. Drew sang The Lonely Islands, I'm on a boat, and Linda fell hard, I have no shame, says Drew. They've been making beautiful music together ever since. Took Drew Scott 6 years to propose. May have been love at first sing, but it still took Drew Scott 6 years to propose. I mean, for 6 years I've been waiting for her to propose to me, and I just figured she's not going to do it, Scott joked to People in December 2016 when he popped the question. No, when you have someone as amazing as Linda, it was important to propose because I want to be with her for the rest of my life, he went on. Drew says he planned his elaborate proposal for weeks, recording the Train song Marry Me and having restaurant piano play his version during the big moment. The property brother also had staff bring out a cake decorated with one of Linda's favorite books, Dr. Seuss' Oh, the Places You'll Go, with the title changed to Oh, the Places We'll Go. Drew even orchestrated a surprise engagement party after dinner with both he and Linda's families on hand. Drew and Linda celebrate personal and professional success. Drew Scott and Linda Phan married in Italy in May 2018 and welcomed son Parker on their 4th wedding anniversary in 2022. 2 years later, they added daughter Piper Ray to their family. Professionally, the dynamic duo also has plenty to celebrate. Drew and brother Jonathan Scott will debut their new HGTV show Chasing the West on Wednesday, July 30th, and launch a 2nd season of Don't Hate Your House with the Property Brothers later this year. Brothers are also casting for another upcoming new HGTV show called Top of the Block. In a time when HGTV has canceled a number of its other series, Drew and brother Jonathan continue to be the network's most successful stars. Each brother has a net worth of $100 million according to Celebrity Net Worth. And their original show, The Property Brothers, is the most popular HGTV show in 13 states, including Connecticut, Idaho, Montana, New York, North and South Carolina, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Virginia. That's more than double of any other show. Drew Scott's 2 kids, all about Parker and Piper, including how they tell the Property Brothers apart. HGTV star Drew Scott shares 2 children with his wife Linda Phan. Drew Scott is one proud dad to kids Parker and Piper. Over the years, the Property Brothers star has welcomed 2 children with wife Linda Phan, son Parker in 2022 and daughter Piper in 2024. Before welcoming their first child together, Drew spoke to People about the struggles he and Linda had trying to conceive, sharing that they were so lost after years of no success. Ultimately, their 2-year fertility journey involved in vitro fertilization, IVF, and intrauterine insemination, IUI treatments. Our fertility endocrinologist was a huge help, the HGTV star told People in April 2022. Once we started to understand more why things weren't working, Linda has thyroid issues, she has Graves' disease, so trying to understand what we had to do to get to a point where we could even consider conceiving. Drew has said that he always dreamed of becoming a parent, adding that now that it's here, I can't believe it's here. We've spent the last 25 years renovating houses for families. We've spent so much time trying to give them that feeling of home and that place where they can focus on raising the kids and bringing in that love, he said in a joint June 2023 Father's Day interview with twin Jonathan Scott on their website. I love that I have that now. Here's everything to know about Drew Scott's two kids, Parker and Piper. Drew and Linda welcomed their first child, son Parker James, on May 4, 2022. Parents announced the news on their podcast, At Home, revealing that he was born on the couple's 4th wedding anniversary. It wasn't long after Parker's arrival that he joined the family business, with Drew joking in an August 2022 Instagram post that the infant had replaced his twin Jonathan. "Introducing my new business partner to the team. You've been bumped, Jonathan," Drew wrote alongside photos of Parker sitting on his leg while at the computer. Jonathan was happy to step aside for his nephew, replying in the comments, "I'd like to be pissed, but Parker is just too cute." A year after Parker was born, Drew looked back on the early stages of balancing work and dad duties, recalling how he had to leave Linda with 2-month-old Parker for 2 weeks while he finished his MBA. "The early stages of being born is a tough time to leave a parent solo," he said in his June 2023 Father's Day interview. "Linda was good at letting me know what she needed to tackle everything, but after doing that it made me understand how easy it could be to just let Linda take the reins on everything Parker. I'm at work all day and she's with him, so it's easy for me to forget that I'm a parent here too and I have certain responsibilities." While Drew and Linda have largely kept their kids out of the spotlight and do not show their faces online, the HGTV personality has shared about Parker's interests, like art. He's also discussed the milestones he's hit over the years, including becoming a big brother. In October 2024, Linda told People that the best part of expanding their family has been seeing the siblings bond. "Yeah, seeing Parker as a big brother to Piper is pretty cool. At first he was a little unsure, and then now they seem like the best of buds," Drew added. After announcing Linda's second pregnancy in January 2024, Drew and Linda welcomed daughter Piper Ray on May 21, 2024. In a joint Instagram post, the parents shared photos of their newborn's tiny hands and feet. "Our family of 3 has become 4. Drew wrote in the caption, "Piper Ray, I love you with all my heart." On his website, Drew said that the family of 4 was over the moon with their new addition, revealing how Parker was handling the adjustment. "He's curious, helpful, and maybe a little jealous," he wrote. "We got him his own baby doll so he can take care of his baby while we take care of ours." Drew added that he's received a lot of mixed advice about being a girl dad, but he's just excited to experience whatever is to come with Piper. Just a few months old, Piper could already tell the difference between her dad and Uncle Jonathan, the brothers shared during a joint appearance on The Jennifer Hudson Show in November 2024. "Piper is now starting to recognize it's not me," Drew said, adding that Parker thinks Jonathan is the funniest person on the planet. "Now Piper has officially started to recognize me because for the first several months she was confused as to why Daddy shaved," Jonathan added. Are Property Brothers star Drew Scott and wife Linda Phan still together? Linda Phan was in Drew Scott's life before he hit it big with brother Jonathan Scott on HGTV. Scott and Phan met at a Toronto Fashion Week event in 2010 and tied the knot in 2018. Their nuptials were filmed for a wedding special called Drew and Linda Say I Do on TLC. Fans have gotten to know Phan via Property Brothers and its spin-offs over the years. Linda Phan was in Drew Scott's life before he hit it big with brother Jonathan Scott on HGTV. Scott and Phan met at a Toronto Fashion Week event in 2010 and tied the knot in 2018. Their nuptials were filmed for a wedding special called Drew and Linda Say I Do on TLC. Fans have gotten to know Phan via Property Brothers and its spin-offs over the years. But now that it's been more than 7 years since Scott and Phan tied the knot, where does their relationship stand now? Scroll down to find out if they're still together and for more updates. Are Drew Scott and Linda Phan still together? Yes, Scott and Phan are still together. After tying the knot in Italy in 2018, they've been going strong. He celebrated their love with a tribute on their 7th wedding anniversary in May 2025. 7 years feels like 7 minutes. I love you more every day that passes. Happy anniversary, Lindy, Scott gushed on Instagram, along with photos and videos from their wedding. Do Drew Scott and Linda Phan have kids? Yes, Scott and Phan are parents of 2 children. Their son, Parker, was born in May 2022, followed by daughter Piper in May 2024. Before Phan got pregnant with Parker, the couple often spoke about their desire to start a family one day. Their fertility journey was a 2-year process that involved both IUI and IVF before they were able to conceive. Whether it was having to go to IVF or IUI or whatever else it might be, it was actually the more we realized a lot of people go through some pretty tough journeys as well. It actually helped to build a community of support, Scott told Reveal magazine. We wanted to be a part of that. Where do Drew Scott and Linda Phan live? Scott and Phan currently live in Los Angeles. They purchased a home there in March 2017. The renovations were featured on HGTV's Property Brothers at Home, Drew's honeymoon house. Prior to moving to California, Phan lived with Scott and his twin brother in Las Vegas. She moved into their home there in 2012. People were always like, "Isn't that weird?" But there's an ease to it, Phan previously told People. You wake up and you go to work. It's nice and really convenient to be able to have meetings with the people you live with.